What's up guys, it's Mr. Pokemyths, and I finally have a new Myths and Legends for you today. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, and it's my most popular series, so I figured it's about time that I finally did another one. So today I'm going to be covering a theory of a legendary Pokemon hierarchy, and if you don't know what that means, you will soon enough. So we all know that Arceus created the universe, including Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf. And in my History of the Pokemon Universe video from when I first started this channel, I covered the fact that Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza were created from the land, sea, and sky respectively. And in my Pokemon Religion video, I theorized what each legendary Pokemon was the quote-unquote god of. Well, today I'm going to be expanding on that idea a little more. In Generation 2, Lugia was known as the legendary Pokemon of the sea, and Ho-Oh was known as the legendary Pokemon of the sky. However, then Gen 3 was introduced, and we knew that Kyogre was actually the legendary Pokemon of the sea, and Rayquaza was the legendary Pokemon of the sky. So I came to the conclusion that Lugia was actually the god of rain, and Ho-Oh was the god of the rainbow. Well, I now believe it to be likely that Kyogre created Lugia, and Rayquaza created Ho-Oh. I believe that Kyogre created Lugia to cover the land with as much water as possible. This would be for two reasons. One, to try and steal some of Groudon's territory, and two, to ensure that Pokemon besides Ground, Rock, and Fire types could survive. Ground, Rock, and Fire types are the Pokemon that are most similar to Groudon, and they are likely the only Pokemon that would be able to survive without water. So by making it rain, Kyogre and Lugia would be trying to hurt those that are similar to Groudon and help those that are not similar to Groudon. Lugia is also the trio master of the legendary birds, so logic would dictate that the legendary birds would be on Kyogre and Lugia's side. Now, some of you may be wondering how a Pokemon like Moltres could be on Kyogre's side when type-wise it's more similar to Groudon. Well, it's possible that Moltres was created to control or stop fires set by Groudon. Or it's also possible that Moltres was created to melt ice caps formed by Articuno to further flood the land. Zapdos would have been created to control the lightning caused by Lugia's rainstorms. Now, Groudon would have also created legendary Pokemon to help him. I believe that Groudon created Regigigas to move the continents right where he wanted them. Then Regigigas created Golems to best adapt to each age of the Earth, meaning that in the Stone Age he created Regirock, in the Ice Age he created Regice. Yes, I know that it actually looks like Regice, but I just prefer to say Regice because it fits better with the others. Anyway, and Registeel would have been created to best fit with the Iron Age. I also believe that Rayquaza created Ho-Oh, possibly as a means to let Pokemon on land know when the rain was over by creating a rainbow. Now at this point, some of you may be thinking that the legendary beasts might also have a role similar to the legendary birds, and that they were part of some bigger plan by Ho-Oh, but please keep in mind that legendary beasts are recent legendaries. The legendary beasts were Pokemon that died when the tower they were in burnt to the ground. Ho-Oh then restored them to life as legendary Pokemon. As I said in my second ever video, I believe those Pokemon were the original evolutions, Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon. I also believe that Manaphy was created by a Kyogre, since it is also a sea god. And I believe that Yveltal was created by Giratina, since Giratina is the evil Pokemon, often paralleled with Satan, and Yveltal is the god of destruction. I also believe that Arceus created Xerneas as a means to counteract Yveltal. I also believe that Arceus created Cresselia to ensure that there would still be light at nighttime, and Giratina created Darkrai to counteract that. And while I definitely do not believe that all legendary Pokemon are connected to this web I've just created, I do believe that Heatran was also created by Groudon and Celebi was created by Dialga. It is also possible that Shaymin was created by Zygarde to protect nature, as Zygarde is said to be the protector of the ecosystem. Also, Groudon likely created Landorus to stop Thundurus and Tornadus, who were damaging the Earth. Although they are sky gods, I do not believe that Thundurus and Tornadus were created by Rayquaza, since Rayquaza's goal seems to be to stop the war between Kyogre and Groudon. Alright guys, that's all I have for this theory. If you believe there are any connections that I missed in this video, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And I'm probably going to be doing another Myths and Legends next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And one more thing before I go. You'll notice in the featured channel section, I have someone called Johnny Aruda. He's a very good friend of mine, and while he doesn't do Pokemon videos, he does do nerdy videos. So if you like things like Star Wars, Star Trek, Godzilla, E.T., stuff like that, go check out his channel, because he makes trailers for a bunch of movies, old and new. Alright guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.